Hi everybody, it's Megan. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a memory keeping spread or a rewind spread in my Erin Condren for the week of September 24th through the 30th. I'm using this kit from Saucy Stickers Co. It's called Hello Autumn and it's a mini kit. I'm absolutely in love with the photos and the color scheme of this kit, and I think it's actually one of the first autumn kits that I got. I ended up getting like 4 or 5 Hello Autumn kits, which is silly because there's only one actual beginning week of autumn, and which I've already missed, but this is the first full week of autumn, so I thought that this would be an appropriate kit. So I'm just showing you what is in the mini kit. There's I think 3 or 4 pages, and then the glitter headers are an optional add-on. Saucy Stickers Co. does offer their stickers in matte and glossy finish. I got the glossy because this was a photo kit and I thought that the pictures would show, or the images would show up best on glossy. So I'm going to start by putting the bottom washi down first because that's the one thing I know where it goes. So since this is my first memory keeping or rewind spread, it ends up being quite long, so I did speed it up a little bit, I think 2 times the normal speed, but I did try to minimize how fast it is, if that makes any sense, because I know that it does bother some people if the speed of the video is too fast. So I was aware of that, but if I do normal speed, it ends up being over an hour. Nobody has time for that. So anyway, here we go. I'm starting with the sidebar first, which is unusual because usually I put down the other stickers first, but because this is a memory keeping spread, the sidebar is actually going to be the easiest for me. I'm also putting down the page cover-ups at the very top. The page flags that come in the mini kit, or just I guess any of these kits for Saucy Stickers Co., fit the Erin Condren flags perfectly, which is both good and bad. It is good because the flags aren't like overwhelmingly big and they're obviously the right size, so you don't have to worry about like creating a new page flag out of washi, but then at the same time you have to be a little bit more meticulous in laying it down if you don't want to have the original color from the Erin Condren flags peeking through. Alright, now to the sidebar. I'm putting down a weekly habit tracker, and this is going to be to mark my Instagram posts. I am trying to post more regularly on my Instagram, either planner or book related posts, and so I just want to see how often I'm doing that. I'm separating each kind of section of my sidebar with glitter headers, and I usually actually I started with blue glitter headers, and then I think I added a yellow, and then the maroon glitter headers down at the bottom. I do also include an ombre heart checklist for work. The mini kit does come with a full weekly checkbox, but I actually didn't see it at the time. I think it's on I think it's on the washi page or something. I just missed it. So I used the full ombre heart checklist and then just wrote MT for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. There's 6 hearts in the ombre heart checklist. So since I don't work on the weekends, I just use that 6 space to put weekend and then put a line. So it worked out for me. I also used I guess it's a quarter box size. It's just a kind of a white quarter box with a bow paper clip on it. It's super cute. I use that in the sidebar. You can see me putting that down right now. And I just ended up writing a quote in there after the fact. I think I wrote it after I turned the camera off, but I thought that this would be perfect for the sidebar because it's a little bit different from the other stickers. The rest of the sidebar I just fill with patterned washi. There's a wood grain washi you can see right there on that sheet that I end up using because I really like the colors of it, and I thought that it was just the perfect amount of washi and I had extra space. I found that since this is a memory keeping spread, I don't really need to fill the sidebar up as much with like to-do lists and that sort of thing because I'm going to end up putting what I did for the week in each specific day. Alright, so I'm going to add a little bit of music just to kind of get through some of the parts where I'm not talking, but I'll definitely make sure to jump back in as I get into the more detailed parts of my day. Right as I started putting down the full box from Monday and started to fill out Monday, I decided I wanted to go back and fill in with ink what I had done previously and to do that as I went along. So I'm just testing the Inkjoy gel pen in the zero point 0.5 tip, just to make sure that it works on glossy and doesn't like smear everywhere. One thing I did find is that after I started using it on the glossy paper, you know how on certain pens it's almost like the ink dries up because it doesn't flow well on the glossy paper. That's what happened with the ink gel pen. I was able to take the pen and like just basically scribble on a regular sheet of paper to get the ink flowing again and then go back to writing on the glossy, but it did slow down like the writing process. So you'll see that here I do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I kind of stop for a bit and then I go back and do Thursday, Friday. So it actually worked out that I am doing the writing each day and then laying down the stickers for the next day, because if I had gone and tried to do all the writing at one time, I would have gotten very, very frustrated with the ink kind of constantly like almost like drying up, like temporarily drying up. Now I'm going back to filling out Monday, so I'm starting with a to-do list. I decided that for Monday, I had actually completed a lot of things. Monday for me is usually my most productive day because I'm refreshed from the weekend. It's the start of a new week. I feel inspired and motivated to get a lot of stuff done. So Monday I did. So I ended up using a full checklist, which I believe is 6 like items, and that for me is quite a lot. So I decided to join Zipcar. I was originally supposed to get a rental car for this weekend, but I was hoping to use a weekend promotion rate. But then when I went to actually try and reserve the rental car, the weekend promotion rate didn't actually apply to the location I wanted to pick the car up at. So the rental car ended up being way too expensive for what we needed it for. So I decided to join Zipcar, hoping that I could get the electronic key by the end of the week and then just rent a Zipcar for a couple of hours, which is all I really needed it for. I'm kind of curious if any of you have ever used Zipcar or are familiar with it. It seems like pretty straightforward, like you just get approved and then you have an electronic key that allows you access to the car. I was just wondering if anyone has had any personal experience with it. If you can leave a comment down below and just let me know if you like the service or not. I'm just kind of interested. So in the today section, I also wrote that I got a new Mac. The current computer that I'm using is a MacBook Air, but it's like 7 years old, and even though it technically still works, it's working really slowly and the battery's dead. Like I basically have to keep it plugged in the entire time. So I decided to get a new Mac, and it's going to be a computer I share with my husband, so we're both like super excited for it, and we got it at a slight discount, which was great. I also wrote that I went for a long run. My long run was supposed to be 7.25 miles. I am training for a half marathon. Unfortunately, I was having kind of a rough morning and got a late start out, so I only got like 4.33 miles in, which is still a good chunk of mileage. So I am happy that I got out and was running, but I do kind of wish I had gotten up a little bit earlier and run a little bit longer, a little bit further. But, you know, the important thing is that I got out and was doing some running. I also marked that I had dinner with my in-laws and my husband later that evening, and then just in general, I was having trouble filming for some Plan With Me's. I film on my camera, or I film on my camera, I film on my phone, and I was having trouble where every time I would start recording, it would say that the memory was full, but I would then check and I had plenty of memory. So I was having to like delete stuff, and I basically had to like restart my phone a couple of times for things to register, and then it finally worked out, but it just took a really long time. So I was a little bit frustrated with that process. I'm spending a lot of time flipping through my sticker album, and if I remember correctly, it's because I was looking for something to mark the YouTube filming that I was doing that I was talking about earlier, but I couldn't find anything, so I ended up using the asterisk didn't work, the little star, so I ended up using the exclamation point circle icon. But I just want to let you know that I do kind of occasionally flip off camera because I forget that I'm not in frame, and then I bring it back in frame when I remember. The sticker album that I'm going through right now is actually a album that I got off Etsy. It is sticker, let's see, it's a sticker collector um, like album. So basically, you can put down your stickers and then peel them back up and reposition them. It's kind of just like slightly thicker sticker paper backing, but I don't know, for whatever reason, the stickers adhere to it a little bit better, because I don't know if you kind of try to reposition your stickers on the sticker paper, like to kind of condense the amount of stickers that you have, but sometimes the stickers won't go back on the sticker paper, like it's too slick. This the paper in this album, I don't know, it's like the perfect like waxiness, I guess, for lack of a better word, where the stickers stick and will stick to the paper, but then you can peel them back up. They still remain sticky. There's no problem peeling them up, and then you can put them down where you actually want to stick them in your planner. So I basically took a lot of, I think the majority of my samplers and a lot of my extra stickers, like loose sheets from like previous kits and stuff, and just put them all into this album. I did try to group them together, but towards the end I kind of just was sticking stickers in randomly, but I have been using it a whole lot, and I found that it's been really helpful in getting me to use my extra stickers. So now moving on to Tuesday. Tuesday I decided to put down the scones picture. I thought that this was really cute and definitely appropriate for Tuesday, kind of like, you know, having breakfast and getting things done. So I wrote on the top, I put another to-do list, but I only actually had two things that I had listed that I had done, and that was doing dishes and laundry. You'll notice that laundry becomes a big theme for this week because I end up doing a lot of it. But for this day, it was specifically sports clothes because my intention was to go running several times the rest of the week, which ended up not happening at all. But at the time, I was planning to go running later in the week and I needed sports clothes. I also wrote that it was a coffee sort of morning. I first put down this half sticker here, this half box sticker, and then I end up taking it back up and using a little bit of undo um, to pull that sticker back up because I realized I was looking at the wrong day of the week in my Hobonichi, which is where all of my information was on like what I had done. So I thought I had been looking at Tuesday. I ended up realizing I was looking at Wednesday, which is when I went to the library, not Tuesday. So I put down the library trip sticker, and then I realized it's the wrong day of the week, so I end up taking it up. What I do end up putting is coffee morning, so I do have a coffee sticker that I use, and then I did go running and I ran a 15-minute benchmark. If you are not familiar with the Nike Running Club app, they have the option where you can actually program that you are training for a race or for a certain mileage, and they basically will like coach you through it and create a training program for you. They say it's customized to your running pace and your abilities, and I guess that's sort of true because it does kind of shift and change with the amount of running that I do. But um, every so often you have to do a benchmark test, and it's basically running for 15 minutes. It's like a 7-minute warm-up, a 3-minute like hard run, and then a 5-minute cool down. So it's like super simple. That's what I did that morning. I also did a tone it up workout as well, so I kind of write that in underneath. I uploaded a plan with me to YouTube. I'm trying to upload on Mondays my plan with me's, and I film my plan with me's on Sundays, but I don't know, for whatever reason, I cannot get my plan with me's up until Tuesday, so I am very sorry about that. I'm going to continue to aim for Monday uploads because if I don't, then they won't go up until like the middle of the week. But that is my intention. Monday uploads. I will get there eventually. The only other thing that happened on Tuesday was a family dinner, so I end up doing a little bit later, you'll see, I end up doing a half box, and I use a Stick With Me shop sticker that has the little Tofu the Panda on top of like a dinner plate that's holding like a knife and fork. It's like super, super cute. So I marked that down, as well as a family time sticker from the Saucy Stickers Co. kit, and then I just wrote that I had dinner with my family, and again it was at 7 p.m. and at the restaurant we were at, it was a Chinese restaurant, and it was basically because we had a bunch of family in town, or my husband's family, so we had dinner with them. And that was pretty much it for Tuesday. Moving on to Wednesday, I put down another glitter header and then the lantern full box. I thought that this would be appropriate for Wednesday. So I'm going to end up putting a couple of quarter boxes that I'm not going to write in, and basically something kind of just happened overnight. It's nothing like life or death, like nobody died, and it's not a big deal in the grand scheme of things, but it was a little bit jarring to me, and so and a little bit upsetting, so it really kind of threw the rest of my day off, and kind of for the most part the rest of the week off, because for me it was kind of significant. So that maroon quarter box is just something that I'm going to write off camera, with what happened, and then I end up using a it's actually a Coffee Monsters Co. like unhappy sticker, which I'm looking for right now. It's like the very first sticker that I set that I ended up getting, and then because I only had a couple left, I put them all together on one sticker sheet, but I just kind of marked that there. Wednesday is the day that I went went to the library, and my husband, who's also a teacher, he had like a field trip where he had his students go to the library and use the like business resources section of the library, and they're all adults. They were working on their own, so I wasn't really interrupting anything, but I decided to just kind of hang out with them and just kind of sit there, because it made me feel better. But honestly, I didn't really do anything. I was kind of distracted. I also did not run. I was supposed to run, I think, a like another like 4.5 miles, but I ended up not doing that. So I did write that down, that I did not run, even though I was supposed to. And then I didn't really get a whole lot done today, so I just took two more of the hearts from the checklist that I had used part of on Tuesday. I took two more of those and kind of filled in the two things that I did. One of them was talking to someone, and then another one was just sending an email out. I do end up finding whiteout. I couldn't find it for like the first half of the video, but I ended up finding it and whiting out that line going through that first heart in the checklist, because that really was bothering me. And then after that, towards the end of the day, I went back to the library to try and do a little bit more work. I think I ended up doing some reading, so that kind of helped me relax and kind of de-stress. And then the yellow mustard color box. That's another thing that kind of is to wrap up what happened for the rest of that day. So I'm going to write what happened off camera. And then the last thing is that I used a Tofu the Panda, like relaxing on the couch sticker. And I just wrote that I was sleeping at my in-laws that evening. They live pretty close to us, so it's not a big deal if we spend the night with them. So that was my Wednesday. Kind of a little bit jarring for me, and definitely kind of threw off the rest of my week. But you know, things happen, and things are better now. For Thursday, I decided to use the full box with the book and the leaf on it. I wanted to really kind of have today focus in on being kind of a relaxing, focus on reading sort of day, kind of a self-care sort of day. It was also a late morning. One thing I found is that for stickers, there's always lazy day stickers, but I haven't seen as many like lazy morning stickers because I don't always have a complete lazy day. I'm a little bit too busy for that, but I might have lazy mornings where I wake up a few hours later, like an hour or two later than normal, or it takes me longer to get out of bed or to go through my morning routine. So I was able to find this sticker. I can't remember where I got it from because it was from a sampler from, I think, I don't even remember where I got it from, but it does say Lazy AM on it, and I thought that that was great because it just shows that my morning was lazy or kind of relaxed, might be a better word, but it wasn't the entire day, so I really like that sticker. I also used the last two hearts from that same checklist that I used on Tuesday and Wednesday to just mark that I had a couple more items on my to-do list that I completed. One was just kind of like opening the windows to my house and picking up certain, like items that needed to be picked up. It's really mundane and kind of ridiculous that I wrote them in, but I just needed to write something down that I did something. I also wrote that I did not do the Nike training workout that I was scheduled to do. I just kind of wasn't in the mood. I don't want anyone to think that like something terrible has happened. Like nothing really bad has happened. Like I said, no one died. My husband and I are still together. It wasn't a fight or anything. It was just it was kind of like a just a bad nightmare that kind of like stayed with me for a couple of days and kind of like messed up my entire week and threw me off. That's basically it. So, when I'm talking about like I haven't gotten a lot of stuff done, it's just kind of like I said, it threw off my week. But I wanted to write down that I did stuff. So that's what I wrote down. I also wanted to make a note that my Scribble Prints Co. monthly ultimate kit arrived, which I was super excited about. I kind of sneaked um, the or had seen Andrea's sneak of the monthly kit that she does after she sends all of them out, and I was super excited about it because it's like kind of a bluey wintry theme, but it's also like books themed, and I thought that it was just really really gorgeous, and I was excited to get it. And then I didn't do a whole lot for the rest of the day, so I end up just using a Little Red Prince sticker that says relax and read. I really like these stickers. I like that it says relax and read. I don't know, and I like that it's like kind of small and compact and that there's this little stack of books. It was just really cute. It comes in multicolor. I ended up using the black because the multicolor is a little bit bright. I originally kind of put it at the top of this last box, and then drew an arrow down to kind of take up space. And then at the very bottom, I wrote that I was staying at my in-laws again, and I just used this TV little and covered up the TV with another Tofu the Panda relaxing on the couch or sleeping on the couch. I then went back and I actually found the whiteout, which I was super excited about, and whited out the arrow that I had drawn in and then kind of repositioned the relax and read. And then I wrote in that I had finished listening to The Silkworm on Audible, or not even Audible, it was just on audiobook, I think through Overdrive, through my library. Um, I really, really enjoyed The Silkworm. The Silkworm is by Robert Galbraith, which is basically the pseudonym for J.K. Rowling, if you're not already familiar with that. And it's the second book in the Cormoran Strike, like PI detective series that Rowling is writing. And I had started the physical book and then went back to the audiobook version because I had read the first one through, or I had actually listened to the first one on audiobook and really enjoyed it. And so I thought I would enjoy it better the second one on audiobook, and I was right. Audiobook is one of those weird things where I end up like sometimes just turning it off and not listening to it for like months at a time. So when there's a book that I just want to listen to the very end, it's very rare, and The Silkworm was one of them. So it was definitely something that like I wanted to know what happened and I wanted to get through the book. So to me, that is definitely a kind of like 5 out of 5 stars rating. So since I found the whiteout, I kind of went back and kind of cleaned up a few things that I had written. The fact that I had written, or not the fact, I had written no Nike training workout at the very top of the page on Thursday because it's the coil on the left side and I'm left-handed. I kind of like really messed up the handwriting, so I tried to white it out and do it again. Handwriting is still messed up, so I kind of just gave up and accepted that Thursday handwriting is going to be a little bit ugly compared to other days of the week. Friday is where kind of basically my weekend starts, or things get really busy and kind of back to normal for me. I put down the cat full box. I just think it's a really cute cat, and I like that kind of had some white element and some orange elements down at the bottom. I did put a half box kind of at the end of that page as like the kind of the marking the last thing I did, because I did spend a considerable amount of time in the Harvard area. In the like Harvard Arcade area, there's like a shopping center they call it the Arcade, and there's a Lush there, and there's like an anime store, and so I just kind of did some like window shopping and smelled a bunch of the new Halloween Lush soaps and scents. So that was a lot of fun. I was basically waiting for my husband. He went to observe a photo shoot so that he could see how like other professionals did headshot photography, and so he was there in the Harvard area, and so I just kind of waited for him, and then afterwards we went to dinner and just had like a very kind of low-key kind of quick dinner in at one of the restaurants in the Arcade. So it was just kind of a nice evening to kind of relax and end the week. The DSLR camera sticker that I used to mark my husband's observing the photo shoot is from Fox and Cactus, and then I took a Littles sticker with the heart on it and I just flipped it upside down, so that way I wanted to put an icon sticker over the heart, but I didn't want to have all of the icons like on the left side. So the sticker that I put down is actually a brown bag sticker. I think it's supposed to be reminiscent of like Bloomingdale's, and it's originally from the Glam Planner. I think it's like one of her like a sheet that's from like a couple years ago. I've had it for a while. I'm just trying to use it up. I didn't go to Bloomingdale's. I went to Old Navy, but it's a shopping bag, and I'm never gonna go to Bloomingdale's. I don't even think there's a Bloomingdale's in no, there's definitely not a Bloomingdale's in Boston. So I'm never gonna get to a Bloomingdale's or probably end up shopping there. So I'm just gonna use the stickers for another shopping trip. I also write down that I had a lunch date with my husband, so I just used another Tofu the Panda sticker from the Stick With Me shop, and we ended up going to eat at Muya's, which is a local chain hamburger joint, and they basically just do like hamburgers and fries and like milkshakes, but we really like their burgers. They're really good. And then that half box at the top is the Cafe Nero one. And I just wanted to pull a coffee sticker from some extra coffees that I had, like coffee stickers that I had. So I just used that one, and then I misspelled cafe in Cafe Nero. And that's all I did on Friday. Apparently Saturday was National Coffee Day, so I wanted to use the coffee cup with the hat full box to kind of like mark that, or to help me remember it. And I'm really excited about what I did on Saturday. So Saturday we started the day out by going to Assembly Row, which is kind of like an new outlet, like mall shopping area that's a little bit north of Boston proper. And at Assembly Row, they had the Hello Kitty Cafe truck that was there from like 10 a.m. to, it was supposed to be 8 p.m. I don't know if it was actually there the entire time, but I wanted to go ahead and visit the cafe truck because I had heard that there was some like special merchandise that was specific just to the cafe truck, and I just wanted to see it in person because I like Hello Kitty. It's super cute. And I went and we got there, I think I got there at about 10 or 10:30. I ended up waiting an hour and a half in line. The line was so long, but it was also really long because there was only one person that was actually like taking money, and then there was another person that was giving the merchandise to the people who had already paid. It could have gone a lot faster and a lot smoother, but I was excited and I brought a book with me, so I was just basically reading in line while we were all waiting. And I think people in general were like excited to see the Hello Kitty cafe truck. I ended up getting little like mini cakes, and then I got a Hello Kitty mug, which I posted on Instagram, everything that I got. So not a whole lot of things, but I didn't want to spend a whole lot of money. It was mostly just kind of like seeing the truck and taking a picture with it. I then went to the Capital One Cafe that's also near Assembly Row. And because it was National Coffee Day, I got a free coffee if you have a Capital One card. So that was kind of cool. My husband has a Capital One card, so I got a coffee. And then after that, we decided to go into Boston to Luke's Lobster. I had seen an advertisement that Luke's Lobster was having their lobster rolls on sale. Instead of like $17, was $14, and we had never gone. I'd seen some good reviews that the food itself was really good. It was a little bit expensive though for the amount that you were getting, but since it was discounted, we decided to go ahead and just like, you know, spend a little bit more money and have a nice lunch. So we went to Luke's Lobster, and it was good, and it was also expensive. And then we ended up going back to our place, and we just had a lot of things to do. So we had laundry. We decided that we were going to kind of like deep clean the house, and we are going to have like a packing party, is what my husband calls it. It's basically when you take everything out of a room and pack it into boxes as if you're moving, and then you unpack everything with the intention of prioritizing and unpacking the things that you need or really want to have in your house first, or in that living space. So we decided to start that with the living room. So we packed all of the like items off of our bookshelf, and we have a lot of things on our bookshelves, books and games and like little trinkets and collectibles and stuff. So it kind of took a while, and then we also did a lot of vacuuming and dusting, and I feel really good about this whole process of having a packing party and unpacking things and kind of decluttering what we don't want. So I'm super excited about this process. On Sunday, we went and we ended up going to IKEA and also getting Micah, my dog, or our dog, getting her groomed. There's a local groomer that we like to go to because they do a really good job of cutting her hair, and we find that our dog isn't scared to go to that groomer, whereas like if we went to a PetSmart or a Petco to get her groomed, she's always like seems scared of going in. You know, we know that she's not going to be happy like being left to have someone kind of like manhandle her and to groom her, but she doesn't seem unhappy when she walks into the local groomers. So, and we know that they're like super good and they're very meticulous and do a great job. So we go to that groomer. It ends up being close to the IKEA near us. So we go to the IKEA, spend a couple hours there, and then use the excuse of the dog grooming as a way to kind of make sure that we leave IKEA within a certain amount of time because we have to go pick up our dog. So it actually worked out really well. And then after IKEA, it was a little bit exhausting because it's IKEA, and we ended up taking a nap. After that, I ended up filming the Plan With Me's. This Plan With Me I ended up filming, and then also the Hobonichi Plan With Me as well. And then finally at the end of the day, we did a little bit more vacuuming, cleaned the couches and really kind of vacuumed them as well, and also did more laundry and started the unpacking party. The one last thing that kind of was exciting that happened on Sunday, it was actually Saturday, but I marked it on Sunday because that's when I picked up the mail, is that I had purchased a set of mini ears off of Etsy, and those arrived in the mail. They are inspired by the movie Up and the tropical bird Kevin that's in the movie. The mini ears look like Kevin's feathers, so they're like super colorful and really glittery, and I'm excited to have them and to wear them when I'm in Disney World in November. So that is my week. I am curious to know your honest feedback about this video. So like I said, I slowed down the speed of the video, but that meant that this video is quite long. So I would like your honest feedback. Please leave a comment down below just letting me know, like, have you gotten to the very end of this video? Are you hearing these last words? I'll be completely honest, sometimes I watch videos and then I end up falling asleep to them, and it's not because like I don't want to listen to the person or I find the person boring. I find their voice soothing, and so it ends up being a great way for me to relax, and then I end up falling asleep at the end of the night. So I'm curious, are you one of those people? If you are, you may not even hear this ending, but are you a person that got to the end of this video? Just leave me a comment down below. And if you did, do you think that this is a little bit too long? Would you prefer if I had the video sped up more? I'm also hoping that now that I know how long a rewind Plan With Me or a memory Plan With Me takes, that maybe I can go a little bit faster, maybe have the stickers, the like icon stickers and character stickers that I want to use like prepared ahead of time, so that way that moves a little bit faster. I'm hoping the whole process will kind of speed up overall, but I did want to try and talk through most of it and put the video at a speed that was reasonable for people and didn't make them want to like turn the video off. Anyway, I am super happy with how this spread looks. I love that it's very like white space, that I tried to utilize more of the white space and kind of attempted to do a little bit of lettering, although it's really quite basic lettering. I used most of the stickers. I'm showing you here what my leftovers are. I do have enough to do, I think, kind of like a mini spread if I had like a personal planner, or to use extras in my Hobonichi weeks. But overall, you know, I have a lot of icon stickers left that I can apply in multicolor items that I can use in other spreads. But here's my final look. Super happy with the results. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more videos, and I will see you in the next video and talk to you in the comments. Bye!